Right, good morning everybody from a wet Diva. The geese are okay, the swans are okay, and the only two anglers here today is me and my mate Paul. So we rigged up with two kits today because there's a right chop going on Willow Lake, so we brought the intermediate rods just in case. See if there's any browns hanging around in this bay. There have been, and I've got that humongous stalker on that I tied up last night. So usual setup, that's the Airflow 40 plus fast intermediate. I think it's probably my favourite line ever, and a perch sparkler for this lake. And then, you know, Spring Lake is dry line only, so I'm rigged up with my Rio floater and that humongous stalker, heavy with lead. What about you, Paul? What are you, similar or?
Yeah, 40 plus expert with Gold Mirage.
Yeah, your favourite?
Heavy on the floating line.
Perch,
and then
sparkler.
Perch sparkler on the Redo.
Night. Well, I don't know. I did say on my Facebook post that I'm going through a bit of a lean spell as it comes to sort of big fish. You know, Let's Lake's been, what have I had at Let's Lake now? 4 visits, 7 fish, so I'm not up to 2 yet on average, where, you know, yourself and other people on the right days have been bagging fish, and I can't remember the last good fish I had at Diva. Well, they're all good fish, let me say that, but the last time I had a big fish then, so I'm gonna have a wander around here, mate.
I'm gonna leave this for you.
That's a good call, mate. It's only me and you.
Around, and if you go that way, I'll go this way.
There we are. So we can't use the intermediate lines on this lake, so what I've got to find, guys, is some glasses. I don't know what the visibility is going to be like first thing. It's quite dark, but let's have a little look here. Well, the water's absolutely gin clear, so here we are. So Paul's walking around towards the point on the left, and I'm going to have a look down the bank, and I got a feeling I might end up around the deep hole swim, which, as we know, is this side, just this side of the waste bin. There's only me and Paul today. Forecast was okay, you know, there's no strong winds, but you know, there's a bit of a, well, we'll say it as it is, it's a bit of a dark cloud hanging over Diva at the moment. A couple of days ago they posted the new price increase on their Facebook, which, you know, everybody is doing. You know, fisheries are going up and up with the costs of electric and rearing fish, you know, with the electric and the pellet. But I think it's gone from 95 to 140, and wow, you can imagine the oh, nice one there, look. You can imagine the amount of gossip going round, and you can tell it's just, I can see fish, it's just ill feeling, not ill feeling, but it's just morale seems really low in the camp. With that monster increase, what's happening? You know, what's happening to the fishery? We all hope and pray that, you know, it's all going to be good, because we love Diva Springs. All prices are going up. £100 seems to be now, you know, coming the norm for fishing on a, let's call it a specimen lake, not a you know, a lake that, you know, stocks smaller fish. That's something quicker than I thought that might have been a... But so, you know, I first came, whoop, I'm 55 now, 56. So my first trip to Diva was 37 years ago when I was 18. With a lovely old guy, Des Powell, who's long past. Lovely, lovely guy. Either snagging weed or things are grabbing the tail. See the line just rising up in the water, you know. Now follows her. So I got the humongous stalker on. So yeah, so let's hope. I say, you can imagine the staff being all, you know. And this year it's been, well, without a shadow of a doubt, guys, this year has been the worst year ever for crap being spouted on social media. Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp groups. It's been the world's worst, and fisheries like Diva, Rockbourne, Letchlade, you know, the groups I follow, they have had the worst comments that, well, I can ever imagine. And some of them are unbelievable, guys, unbelievable, and nasty towards the fishery, towards friends of mine and what have you, and myself. But yeah, hopefully that's all going to calm down now, and yeah, hopefully now we'll have a good year. We got some, you know, we got some nice trips planned for the rest of the year, and hopefully some of the trips planned will be at Diva Springs. But there is this dark cloud, you know, hanging over Diva at the moment, guys. But that's enough of the doom and gloom for the time being. Hopefully we can catch some fish. Fishing wise, you think conditions are pretty good? Pretty good. There looks a big brown going past me underneath my feet, mate. Big brown. There. Still see him there. Still going up the bank. See him? Oh, there he is. See him just come up then? Just in front. Is he there? Oh mate, he was heading up, you know, so I can't believe he didn't. Yeah, I'm seeing all right. Oh, he's had a yellow lens, you know. We just had to move round to the road bank, and I've just put on the blue flash dams. That's that one with that flow green sort of target spot body. There's the odd fish moving, but no pulls or anything as of yet. See if the damsel sorts them out. It's all about that take, isn't it? All about that take. Another bow wave. Yes! There, I sped up that damsel then. So I literally had 4 or 5 chucks with that damsel. And on 2 of them, I had bow waves come in, so. Well, this feels a reasonable fish. I don't like trying to drag them, you know, dead weight. Just rather than go out and sort of swim with it, but if you try and drag them dead weight, don't like it. It's better, he's going straight out now. Guys, it is a good one. That's all I can say for the time being. Oh no. Pulling my arm out of the socket. Come on, come back up this way. Or do I come down to you? Just gonna move on to this peg, guys. Staying deep, guys. Staying deep, guys. Wow. Playing this very gingerly. Been on this one a while now, guys. He's twitching a bit, to be honest. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, fucking don't shake like that, your head. Boom. Wow, I've never ever had a diva rainbow fight like this. Where's he to? I can't see him. Come on. Can't get his head up. My God. Oh. Bloody hell. Got to be getting tired now that he's starting to wallow. I know I am. Wow, look at that back. Oh, look at that tail. Shit. Oh, don't shake. He has not bellied up once yet. Come on, come this way. Oh no, he's going back the other peg. Shoot, man. Just heavy weight. Look at it. Come on. One of us is getting tired. Look at that tail. Come on. Right, reel down. Come on. Shit, guys. Bloody hell. Can't see, trying to weed me there. There's a bit of weed gone down over here. Oh no. Shoot, guys. No way, no way. I got to get him out of here. Bloody hell. It's a big fish with a big tail. Don't shake your head like that. I got weed on the line. Oh, no. Water's clear. Guys, I can't do nothing with this fish. Shit. Come on. Bloody hell. My knees were gone, my right elbow, my shoulders going. Come on, come on. Don't run off again. Oh, he's going again. Just want to help him with a bit of line, you know. Shoot. Bloody hell, guys. Little short pumps, perhaps. Oh my God. No, don't go all the way out and take all the line off. Like I said, one of us is getting tired, you know. I wonder if I can get him up that way and sort of up there, you know, and then drop him back towards the net. Shit, guys. My God. My God. Oh. Guys, he's bellying up. He's bellying up, guys. He's bellying up, guys. Get in there! Get in there! Get in there! Get in there! Oh. That was the longest fight ever. Let's take a look at him, guys. It's been a long time coming since I've had a diva beast like that. Let's get him up on the bank and have a look at him. I'm sat on the pontoon here for this beast. Wait a minute. Let's get him dispatched. There we go, guys. Could be one of my biggest diva rainbows ever. You get the net. Look at that, half as big as the net again. And let's have a look on that damsel with a target spot. Body down there. I knew it was a big fish, but wow. Get some forceps a sec. There we are, guys. Diva damsel, dark olive, blue flash. Can't see it good here, but underneath there, there's a flow green body. See? With a hackle and a blue brass bead. What a fish. A little bit emotional really, guys. Let's just hope we'll be able to catch many more. Well, I'm just walking back after my Diva record fish of 17 and a half. And looks like Paul found a winning method. I see one on the bank. I'm playing another one. 2 browns. Well, that was good timing. As if by magic, Mr. Ben appeared. Well done, mate. 2 browns. Peas in a pod, mate, them. Lovely, from our bay here.
10-second count. Yeah.
On your black special leech, or?
Black leech, yeah. Just the standard with the holograph.
Or with the silver holographic body? Let's have a look at that one, mate. Stick him right up here, mate. Paul, 2 browns before breakfast. Lovely. Oh, spot on. 2 lovely browns. Look at those.
Fin perfect again. Wow. Tails.
Absolutely perfect. Look at those.
Yeah.
Well, well done, mate. We're having a. We started.
Yeah.
We started, and we still got about a half hour till breakfast, right? Let's get going. Right. Well, we got about a half hour, guys, till breakfast. So see if we can get. But definitely pulling that quick on the damsel. I had bow waves coming. Oh, was that a pull in or a bit of weed? Line twitched up. Sometimes it's easier to backcast with that tree there behind me. Try a slower one. Whoa! Damsel does it again. Well, the fish has gone down to the weed, and what is that stuck on? I think he's out now. Yeah, he's out. Not Spartic, is it? No. Little rainbow with a bit of weed on his head. Fair play. Having a good old scrap. That little damsel again with the green body. Beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Another nice Diva rainbow. You can see that damsel sticking out the corner of his chops. Let's get him all dispatched. There we go, guys. On that damsel, which is a winner chicken dinner. But there is one thing special about the thread underneath. Am I going to tell you? Of course I'm not. Excellent. 2 before breakfast, guys. Excellent.
I think that wind is pushing all the fish into that corner, because I've had a good look along this edge here.
Yeah.
And only one I've seen, but the fish will go with the wind, will they? They will go with the
Oh,
wind.
they will. Well, because it's pushing the food that way.
Food that
Well,
way.
that's
Well,
the
that bay,
belief.
I think this year in general on Willow Lake here now, that bay is where I get the feeling the majority of the browns have come from.
Yeah.
Either from the point casting or pegs sort of like 1 and 2 on the far bank, again casting into the bay. You've had 2 this morning on your favourite black
What
beach.
browns?
Oh, the 2 browns, yeah.
Browns.
Yeah, so I've had 2 browns, and I've had my personal best Diva rainbow, 17.5.
Yeah.
It was 16.5 before that. I have caught some bigger rainbows from other fisheries. Some I never ever sort of classed as,
No.
you know, fish on my tally, if you like. But no, 17.5. Wow, I'm so happy with that. When it went in the net, I was like, get in there, get in there, get in there. I was sat on the pontoon in mud, in water, like, get in there.
Yeah. Well, that's why when I caught the big one, Steve Perry said to me, he said, that's a big fish. And he said, do you want a hand net in it? And I was going to do it myself. I said, no, I'll let you. So I didn't want to lose it.
Right, yeah.
I thought I'm not going to catch something like that again.
No, that's a
Yeah. Two lovely browns, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely, all fin perfect, and
Yeah.
Martin's fin perfect. It's
I honestly, I can't get rid of this smile off my face.
No, well,
Honestly,
no.
I can't.
No.
And the boys, Stuart and Davey, were looking at it, and the tail on it was like that. You cut extra mature cheddar.
Yeah.
It's that sharp the edges, isn't it?
Yeah.
I tell you
Yeah.
what, it might be Valentine's Day, but I'm smiling for other reasons. It's my big trout.
You better not let Linda think you're more happy with the trout than seeing her tonight.
No, well, we're recording, so she listened to what you said. I said. There we are. Anyway, well, it could be a bottle of vino and chill out in the hot tub. You never know. We'll see.
Yeah,
There's beef stew cooking as we speak in the
good.
slow cooker.
Yeah.
And then she puts literally, I don't know how much the wife put in, but it's like literally a quarter a teaspoon of like the old-fashioned curry powder. She's got a beef stew, and there's just a hint of curry powder in the background,
nice.
and it's on the slow cooker, you know.
Yeah.
So all
yeah.
you want now is some like fresh tiger bread, an inch of salted butter, and I'll just be in. Wow! I'm having a day, innit? I'm having a day. My gosh. If it was darts on the telly, you know, it's like, if it was tomorrow night, my God! Put me in the box now, it'd be a perfect day.
one just came straight up then.
In the
Down
bay?
at that point, yeah. In with that sort of slack water it is, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I often found, the bigger sort of browns, they get caught like after 10ish, towards the early afternoon, I've noticed. So whether they're slightly lazier in the morning and it takes a while, you know, for it to warm up for them to get active again, it could be. But I haven't checked the air pressure today, to be fair, but it's going to be down a bit.
I think it dropped a little bit, but it was only like 1,007 or 1,010, but it dropped from about 1,013.
Right.
Because we talked about this before, whether we think it makes a difference or not. It does seem to make a difference for the browns, doesn't it? The lower the pressure.
For what I've been researching, it's rainbows, like the air pressure on the swim bladder. So when the air pressure drops, they go down in the water to compensate the pressure on the swim bladder.
Yeah.
Now when the rainbows go down, obviously the browns live at the bottom, it disturbs the browns and it sends them up, and apparently, from what I've been researching, that's the reason behind it, you know.
Good.
But they do reckon when it initially starts dropping, they'll go on the feed hard for an hour or so, and then they'll go and sit to the bottom because they know it's. Yeah, I spent a lot of time. Danny Lang, he mentioned it a few years ago against me, and he said it's worth looking into. And yeah, I've done a lot of research, you know, on the internet, and it seems to be, you know, does seem to be. I can't see it working in all circumstances, you know, but on the whole, they reckon it's to maintain that pressure on the swim bladder. Yeah.
Good, isn't it? It's amazing, and you got things like westerly winds and easterly winds and things like that. And talking to our good friend Peter about it, he says it does even affect like when they go shooting and the birds don't, you know, come up so much when the winds are easterly. So it seems to be these conditions affect nature itself and all animals, sort of things, you know. It affects fish and it affects birds and wildlife and what have you. So it's nice. I think it's always nice to learn, isn't it? It's always lovely to learn a little bit extra and what have you. And wow,
because we used to, you know, best sea trout fishing at nights on the fly would be a full moon as well. Like we used to do really well on that right. Yeah, we used to do well on the tower with a full moon. I know carp fishing, all the big fish get caught on a full moon. They do. Not necessarily at night, but it's obviously the tidal, the pull of the gravity pull, that affects the fishing on it as well. It does.
Do you know what? Saying that moon phase, that's really good, because when I was in the tackle shop, and you know, in the tackle shop years ago, every year, normally in January, the tackle companies would send the catalogues in, wouldn't they? You had your Shakespeare catalogue, your Abu catalogue, and things like that. And in the Abu catalogue, they always had at the back of the Abu catalogue the moon phase.
Right.
And they literally used to, for the full year, put the moon phase in there, and they could they were virtually telling you when the fishing's going to be good. And because I spent quite a bit of time in Cuba fishing over there, the biggest ball drop ever. I was there one year and we had some big tarpon off the rocks, you know, fish around £100, lots of fish as well. And I met up with a guy, Chris Rowbottom. He was there with his family, lovely guy, and we fished together then. And then we'd arranged to go back, I think, as a group, I think the year or the year after that. So we booked it and we went, and I didn't give it a thought that when we went to Cuba that time, it was a full moon. So the first day we got on the rocks and there was a couple of locals and they were going, no fish, full moon. And I think we fished for 2 weeks and we never had a fish. And finding out, they said what tends to happen over like there, all those fish tend to fish through the night on a full moon cycle, where when we were going in the daytime, wasn't worth it. So when we booked after that, we always looked when there was a dead moon, and then so if you had a dead moon, say on a Saturday, that Saturday then would be in the middle of your fortnight holiday. So you'd be running down to a dead moon and running up off a dead moon, you know? What I mean by a dead moon is like no moon, not a full moon, you know? But that proved so different. Yeah, strange, isn't it? How it makes all the difference.
Yeah, because another thing with the moon phases as well, actually on a full moon, the bloodworms come closer up to the south. They come up, and that's why the bigger carp get sort of caught as well.
Do they really?
Yeah, the bloodworms seem to come up. Yeah.
It's all good to know. Talking like bloodworm years ago, when we used to fish, let's say 20, 30 years ago, wow, I guess there must have been so much bloodworm in there then that you only wanted 2 flies. If you was pulling, it was a black and green leech.
Right.
And if you couldn't get a bite pulling, you'd put a bloodworm on, static, it'd go straight away.
Right.
You fish the same area, so for some reason, they wouldn't want to chase a fly.
Right, yeah.
Put a fly static, and I remember going back, it must have been 25, 30 years. Well, I tell you what it was, I think it was about the time my father died. so it's about 25, 26 years ago, something like that. Tim used to let us fish on the lawn
Oh, yeah.
years ago, and it was just into the summer, because we used to fish it through the summer as well. And one day it was really bad, really quiet, and there was about 15 of us, 20 of us, all fishing across Tim's lawn, all with indicators,
Yeah.
all with bloodworm, and you've never seen so many fish come out. And my mate Jeff Moses, who I love to death, who passed away sadly last year, he had 3 tench in 3 casts
Is it?
on the bloodworm, on an indicator, you know. There must have been so much
Right.
fish in that silt feeding
Yeah.
on the bloodworm, but we was having trout after trout after trout, but
I think it would be
Yeah.
interesting with that then. Do you have any photographs of that? Because what it is, you can go back and check on moon faces and pressure, see? And you
Yeah.
could possibly, you know,
yeah.
join the dots, you know, if it could be, you know, you could think, well, it's this time of year now, pointless pulling, I may as well fish, you know.
Yeah,
it's-
that's a good point. I
Yeah.
haven't got a record of that, but whether you can go back and check on old moon faces or,
Yeah, you
air
can.
pressure,
Yeah, you can.
you know,
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah.
I've always thought the last year or so would be to keep a diary
Yeah.
of the air pressure,
Yeah,
because that
yeah.
seems to play one of the biggest parts in our fishing.
Yeah.
But I've never done it. I done it last week. I made a note of the air pressure, and it went from like 1,020 down to something like 980 last week.
That's low. Yeah, yeah. Well, they reckon
Really
anything
low.
below 1,000. You know, when I had them 4 big browns at Lechley, that was low. It had been low pressure for a few days, and that's how that happened for me, you know. Yeah, what was that? 913, 1010, 18.5, 1911. That's, that won't be beaten. That won't be beaten at all. That's,
No.
yeah, it's same like, you know, Neil, what did he have? Did he have 3 or 4 20s in a single day years ago, Neil Berry?
Sure, yeah, he still got the current world record. He turned up, and it wasn't like an organised event. He turned up for a day ticket, and it was in the 1980s, I believe, late 1980s, and he had 4 trout and weighed, well, I know he was over 80 pounds. All 4 fish were over 20 pounds
Imagine that.
on a day ticket.
Yeah.
And he said you can imagine the amount of 10 or 15 pounders in the water then.
Yeah.
You know, and the current owner then was, I believe, the guy who owned it was Nigel Jackson, who's got Teswood just up the road. And I think at the time he knew more about rearing giant trout than anybody, and I still believe he does now. And I'm sure I can remember reading something about it, that he had the technology to make a giant fish, if you like, in any category. I'm sure I read something about that. I think it was something like, if you wanted to cross his palm with silver sort of thing. I might be wrong on that, but I'm sure I read something that he knew the technology then about breeding fish, you know, which he's obviously a very knowledgeable person, and breeding fish. And I think he was basically saying, if you want a £20 tension, like I got the technology to breed one, you know, if you want a £80 carp, you know, now we got them, you know, because I guess things have come on, and baits come on, and food's come on, and
He was egg feeding them this morning, because I got diverted because the road was closed.
Okay.
So I had to come through the mill and then come onto another road, and it runs right by his fishery.
All right.
And
Is
I
that
saw-
Long Parish?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I saw him out there feeding the fish.
In his stew ponds by his house, is it?
Yeah,
Oh right,
yeah.
okay, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Well, normally with Nigel, he used to run from about March till sort of autumn, didn't he? I don't know what he runs now, because I know he said to me that he can only breed so many fish a year, you know, because when you're breeding those giant fish, and I think he's got either 2 or 3 stock ponds. It would be nice, we were talking about it earlier, if he could, perhaps fill the lake with, 5, 6, 8 pounders through the winter when the water's cold. I'm sure that would work well for him. I'm sure he'd get a lot of trade, adjust the price accordingly. But I think that would be great as well. But you know, it is worrying, you know, when we talk about it, and the talk about trout fisheries over the last year or so as is getting more and more, and I believe as more disappear. Now, going back about 10 or 15 years ago, where like I live and work, I live in the Cardiff area, I could make a list of 10 different trout venues that closed down.
Yeah.
We had Kevin Mabley, we had the one at Paisley, Head, we had Ottersbrook, we had White Springs, your neck of the woods, Pontedoulis, it's a carp fishery, Valindra trout fishery. But I could at Dufferin Springs, so that's 6. But at one stage I got to 10 trout fisheries that had closed down, and I think that then started us going further afield, So, and now what we've got with Letchley tends to be a winter venue only. We don't really know what's happening with Avington now. So yeah, we seem to be losing. Losing trout fisheries. And is it because of the change of climate? Our summers are getting warmer, and trout fisheries don't like 35 degrees.
Yeah. No.
If we were cold and shivering like this all year round, the fishing would be great all year round, and I guess more fisheries would be open.
Yeah.
But as it is, going back 10 years ago, how many 30 plus degrees days did we have? Not so many. And now the last 10 years, we've had 30, 35 degree days.
Touching 40
Exactly. And places like this, the water temperatures are going to start bubbling soon. And like places like Letchlade and Tim, they monitor that water temperature all the time. And I don't know what it was. Was it 20 degrees or under 16 degrees or something like that? But
it needs to go below 15 degrees of water before you can open. I think he said. I may be wrong, but it sounds about right.
So
because he was about to open and he was low, and then he shot back up again, didn't it? We had that warm spell and he shot back up again. But I can't see what the problem would be. Whether it may be to do with disease or what. Like the same way, you could divert the river into there and let it flow through. Would that be an option to these fisheries, or would they be concerned about disease? If a disease happened to this lake, would it go into the river system?
Well, it would do.
Is that the reason why they don't do it?
I guess you've got to have a special license, because if the river run in this side, and then or in any lake, and there was disease, and the water obviously would run out, then that water runs down through the systems for tens of miles, and it could be for
manifold to it. See, the river comes in and out of there, it does. It comes in and out of there.
Well, that's another fishery I haven't been to, and we are talking of different things this year. I know, I think my hand on my heart will always be Diva Springs. It was my first trip 37 years ago, my first trip away from home, with a guy who I love to death, Des Powell. He was a lovely, lovely guy, and he took me down, and do you know what? It was strange. We went in March, and then back in those days, it took me something like
breakfast.
And it took me, man, can you imagine? This is Mandy who cooks our lovely breakfast at Diva. But yeah, 37 years ago was my first trip here. 37 years ago, and let's hope I've got at least another 37 years to go. So guys, we're going to speak to you soon, and we're going to have some breakfast now, possibly another liquid lifesaver, and then get some more fishing done after breakfast. Speak to you soon. Bye. Just changed direction and cast out in the middle, and that fish took that black leech on the drop. 99% sure it's, it's a no, is it a rainbow? It looked awful golden, it's a rainbow. I shouldn't be disappointed, they're all nice rainbows. Took that as I was dropping through the water. fighting well. Fair play. Right. And another lovely Diva rainbow. Hits my McLean long reach net. Probably see that black leech hanging out of the corner of his chops. Good move with Paul saying to change that. Just need to get a brown now. Let's get this boy dispatched. Right, all dispatched. That black tin head leech with a silver strip. Good pattern, guys, good pattern. Just going to try and make this next rainbow a brown. Lovely and clear the water. Absolutely sparkling. Right. I might move over the other side or have another cast here. Just try and get under that tree. Paul seems to think the fish were coming out of that from under that tree. So we'll give it another go. We'll have a bit of a tidy up. I've just rung up.
You're so careful. I've had fun for a bit, to be fair. I'm fighting him, and I thought, oh, let's phone Mark. This is a big fish.
Nice. Ooh.
I know, tell me about it.
Another with a nice tail. You see that then?
Tiniest of flies, tiniest gator bugs. It's the brown one, you know. I showed you that Dan. He said, you know, anti type for Dan. Yeah? Look, you are, mate. Look by your feet. Look at the size of them. Huh? Look at that.
Tiniest.
We've had a red letter day, man. You gonna get a picture of that?
Oh, mate.
Look at that. The tiniest of flies.
Oh, it's the little LK.
Wow, yeah.
It's the LK one.
I said, I seen two browns. I walked round. I thought change to the gator bug to, you know, try to get them browns. I gotta send that to Luke.
Yeah, the caption on that should be guess how big, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, look at that, mate. Oh, look at the tail and all. Well, mate, put it. Mate.
we've had a red letter day, man. That's got to be touching 20. Where the rod?
I got it, mate.
That's got to be touching 20. What'd you say?
I said it might have. I think it could be. I'm gonna go 18 and a half. I'm gonna go, mate. I'd like to go 17.7. That's ounce under mine, but I don't think it's gonna be. Oh,
that fly is, oh.
Hold him up, mate. Oh. Back on.
If I put mine ready.
Yeah, you hold him up, mate. Why not get down on the knees, mate? Look at that. Right, let's get some pictures. Oh, my fingers into it. Right, hold that end up. That tail up. 3, 2, and again. 3, 2. Wipe, there's a bit of mud on his tail. It looks all horrible and shitty. That's it. That's it. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, beautiful, mate. Oh, mate.
Smaller flyer.
Brilliant.
He charged it. That's a 20, mate. That's got to be. That's got to be a 20.
Mate, that's so close if it ain't, mate, isn't it? We've had a right pair of lumps, haven't we?
We've had, wow.
Mate, I can't wait to cast in again, mate. We don't know what's next. Gotta be worth another one of those, mate. Oh, well done, mate. Yeah, mate, get it back to the thing now so they can weigh it while it's nice and fresh. Yeah. Brilliant, mate. Wow. Paul's got a fish. Well, I'm going to say somewhere between 18 and 19. If it was 20, I'd be like proper made up. Proper made up.
That's a 20.
Oh. Mate, you could put a saddle on that bad boy.
That's a 20. It's gotta be, mate.
Well, mate, I'm so chuffed, mate. We're having a day, dude. We're having a day. Guys, Mr. Bossman who owns Diva. Don't be silly. Don't put the price up that silly amount. Put it up, guys. Put the price up. People like me and Paul and other people, fish like that are fish of a lifetime. Put those prices up too much, guys. You know, I don't know what to call them. I call them your 9 to 5 angler. Perhaps the guy who comes here as a treat once, twice a year. He'd love to catch something like that, wouldn't he? Keep, you know, put the price up a little bit, guys. Be sensible. Please be sensible. Right, guys, I took the indicator off. I had one proper bite on it, but nothing really. So I've got that heavy dumbbell damsel on now. That's the one I've been doing. Well, I did delivery of stuff from Vineyards yesterday. It's a heavier dumbbell than normal. And it's just a plain medium olive, 0 flash, guys. Okay, so let's give it a go. Oh, guys, I have never seen my gear in such mucky conditions here. Gee whiz. So the dumbbell damsel, 0 flash. I wonder why we don't see fish in the margins like we used to. I can't remember the last time I had a day stalking, you know, the margins. Whoop! Woohoo! They like that damsel, mate. What? Shit. Well, that was pretty instant, guys. And the way that took, honestly, I thought that was going to be another beast, but it's another lovely Diva rainbow. Oh, he snaffled that damsel down. Good gosh. Let's get him dispatched and we'll see how far that damsel is down inside him. Let's get over by here. It's a bit flatter ground, isn't it? Right, let's get him dispatched. All today. Let's see where that hook is, guys. zero flash, heavy dumbbell damsel. I was falling through the water. This fish took it, and Paul said he's done the same as well. So what I'm going to do, wash this off now. Just give it a wash. There we are, guys. So that's that new zero flash damsel, but the very big dumbbell. They're brass dumbbell, so I tried to weigh them on the kitchen scales to see if this big dumbbell was as heavy as a tungsten, because I think, well, let's have a look. Perfect. So I can stalk with this, so there'll be a full range of these in zero flash and perhaps just a tad of blue and pearl. Excellent, excellent. Get round and see Paul now. Round to Paul. Nice chunky, what did we say? Should we say 6-7 pound, I expect, mate?
Yeah, nice rainbow.
Let's well, we've had a good day. Let's get back and have a look what we got, and that was on that damsel that I used earlier for the lump.
Yeah.
Lovely. Let's go and have a look at our catch, mate. Happy days, mate.
Yeah. It's a good bag.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, do they show it up on there, or is it just the countdown on there?
That's recording now.
Oh, right.
That's recording now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Lights on the front and flashing.
Oh, yeah.
Recording now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's excellent. That's bloody some big fish we've got there today. Look at that. Wow.
Well, we've had a hell of a day today. My biggest fish ever at Diva.
Oh, my biggest fish at Diva as well at 17 3/4.
Paul's trumped me by 4 ounces, 17 and a half, play 17 3/4. But if he went to a tie break, Paul's got two browns as well. So we've had a great day today at Diva. It was strange, isn't it? It was like you had 2 browns fairly quick in the bay, didn't you?
Yeah.
Then it died to death in there, didn't it? We
Yeah.
had a bit of breakfast, went back, died to death, and then we walked round, and after breakfast, and it was a little bit quieter then, and then we put the sort of damsel back on. The damsel seemed to instant, wasn't it? It was instant. Yeah. So
on the drop, yeah.
Yeah, I put that new dumbbell damsel on. You had the new with the flow green body went on, and yeah, virtually I had my first chuck, and you did as well.
Yeah. Didn't even retrieve, just took it on the drop.
Yeah.
What do you think that is? Cormorant?
Cormorant.
Yeah. The tails and the fish, all of them, that.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I said that cut cheddar. Look at it. Even Stuart and Jamie were well impressed with that.
Yeah, but they usually get in nick because they've been in the grow ponds for so long, chasing each other. They understandably nip at each other's tails tonight. And
of course, yeah.
wow, we've had a bloody brilliant bag. You can't fault that.
We've had a brilliant day. We've had an absolute brilliant day. We love it here at Diva. Yeah, we know what's happening on with Diva. There's been from March the 1st. We know there's a massive price increase going from 95 to 140. We can just say to perhaps the owner of the business, try and keep it down a little bit. Perhaps would be nice, because fish like this are a fish of a lifetime. We are perhaps a little bit fortunate that perhaps we can come here once a month or once every couple of months, but a trip like this to people now could be one in a lifetime, once a year. So it would be a shame if those people would have to stop, because of the big price increase. So perhaps the owners will trickle it up a little bit, perhaps, and then go from there. But yeah, don't stop our fishing at this superb, and to be honest, one of the only big fish stalking waters now, isn't it?
Definitely. That's open all year round.
That's open all year round. That lady's great, but that's that tends to be, well, we know it's winter only. We don't know what's happening with Abington long term now. So yeah, stay open, Diva.
It's that bag of about £35, is that? Thereabouts?
17, 27, yeah, 17, 27, 28, and 33, 35 pounds.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah, and I got 4 3s of 12, 3 4s of 12, and call it. Well, I can't call it 80 to be more than yours. But yeah, £30.
£30, yeah, that's a bloody brilliant bag for brilliant bag, and the colours of these browns, see, lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah, I mean, a brown like that is something nice, it's something different to catch. And
Yeah.
a brown of, say, that's £5 is, you know, trumps a sort of, for me, a £7, £8 rainbow.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have different catch on those, because we know there's plenty in here. You know, they've been stocking them straight in, haven't they, to the lakes.
Tails again, look at that. Lovely fit, perfect, yeah. Very nice.
So I think that's the time to say cheers to Paul again for another great day's fishing, guys. And yeah, so keep watching the channel, keep supporting us, and keep joining us for a fishing trip. As you know, we do a monthly fishing trip as well, and monthly reports. We've got March, looks like 23rd is going to be Rockbourne. We look like April, end of April is going to be Chalk Springs, and Nigel from Tesford, I've just been chewing the fat with him. We've got a deal booked at Tesford as well, guys. Alright, so I think this is a good time for me and Paul, for Martin Williams, signing out.